So, this is my first live in the revised and revived Facebook group. So, I want to talk about the reason why I'm changing the whole premise of this Facebook group from healing and finding your perfect person to healing and becoming your own perfect person. I think the old title was Perfect Partner, but now it's about becoming your own perfect person. So I'm centering it around becoming your own perfect person. Um, and that was actually always like the the methodology to finding your perfect person anyway, but I really want to get rid of this notion from like the whole collective consciousness. I think the whole notion of a perfect partner is a harmful and damaging one because I speak from experience. Like when I had that concept in my mind that I had found my one perfect person or I had a perfect partner and then I created a perfect relationship. This concept of perfect kept me like crystallized in like things when things are a specific way. That's what makes it perfect, and it's very very rigid and it's very strict, and it gives no room for human complexity and nuance and for things and people to change because and that's really really important because things and people will always change. Actually, change is the only constant like thing that we could rely on. That's the only thing that is guaranteed. Like a person can't be expected to stay the same, and the concept of thinking that this person is the perfect person for you and then thinking that you need to find exactly what you're looking for in order for you to be happy, for them to be your perfect person because that is the specific thing that you wanted. Like that was so harmful. That's exactly what made like things led to the downfall of my relationship. Like I was so bent on thinking that like things were so perfect in the beginning and he was exactly what I wanted in the beginning of the relationship, so that when things started to change and I started to change and the relationship started to change and the environment of the relationship started to change, like I was just mentally unprepared for that because there were just certain things that I thought he was just incapable of doing. Like the only reason why I married this person, like my past partner, was because I thought he was perfect and perfect at loving me the way that I wanted to be loved. And he would never do the thing that would hurt me the most. Like I had a specific thing that was like my one, like the biggest green flag for me was I felt like he was the only person that really understood me and that he would always want to understand me. I truly felt that about him and about us. And that was my reasoning why I felt so confident about us. And I feel like when I was so like I held on to that so tightly, like I just felt like there's no way he could ever like even in like a fleeting moment he would ever like not want to understand me and not be able to understand me when it inevitably happened. Like it, and then other things of the relationship just like started to feel different. He stopped like doing we stopped being the same people in the relationship, and he stopped doing the same things that he used to do in the relationship because the whole relationship has changed. Like I kept on looking back and comparing it to how things used to be, how I thought that things were so great and perfect at the beginning, and I I didn't know that I couldn't see how I was being in the relationship. Like when we stop focusing on our own truth, like who we are and who we want to be in the relationship, not just what we could get from the relationship, that's when things become out of balance, and that's when it becomes unsafe for both of you. Like I started like needing him to be a certain way. I needed him to make me happy instead of me being like responsible for myself and being happy and coming to the relationship to create like a loving and safe space for the both of us. Like it was no longer about that. Like I just wanted it to go to be what it was, to be how I felt, like how it was in the beginning. And yeah, that was the harmful mentality that I held on to, and I really truly believe like we can't expect perfection from ourselves for anyone. Like we can't look for perfection in another person. Like these are very obvious things to like that we could say obviously like as concepts, but the way that like this idea of like finding a perfect person and wanting like a perfect relationship, like it actually sneaks into how we behave and like what we look for in like really sneaky ways. Like we don't consciously think that we're expecting perfection, but when we like are unhappy with how a person is, or when we are needing a person to be a certain way for us to feel comfortable, needing them to behave a certain way or treat us a certain way for us to be happy, needing them to give us certain things for us to feel secure, like that is a a form of like attachment and like neediness, and that is a form of like not accepting the other person for how they are, like how they are as like in their own being, like them being a human. Like it's not their job or responsibility to make us happy or for them to be anything other than themselves. If we can't accept them, like if they're not doing anything intentionally to harm us, like when we are in a loving relationship, like we should both accept each other as we are and understand that people can't say the same. When we're in a relationship, we work towards like making each other happy. Like that should be mutual. Um, so but when we stop focusing ourselves, we stop even like taking care of ourselves. We stop being responsible for our own happiness, and we start needing the other person to make us happy. We it's actually a reflection of how we aren't making ourselves happy. Like that was exactly what happened with me. When I stopped focusing on my own life and I started needing things from my external world. I needed things, I needed Chris, my past partner, to give me more than what he was able to give. Like I needed more of his time, more of his attention, and he happened to have gotten more busy, and like the relationship, the nature of the relationship and the dynamic of the relationship had changed. So when I wasn't happy with myself, I was not taking care of myself, I was not making myself happy and doing the things that I needed for myself to be happy, and I was putting it all onto the relationship. I was putting all on on my partner to make me happy. That that wasn't fair, and harmed it harmed him, and incidentally I was never able to get what, like, even when he did try to meet my needs, like, it was never enough. Like, that's why it's so important to take care of yourself, to be true to yourself, to never lose sight of when, like, knowing that you are responsible for yourself, your own happiness, and loving yourself and giving yourself what you need. Like, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you should support them. You should be open with them. You should be able to share vulnerably, but it shouldn't be their sole responsibility to make you happy. The other person is not the source of all of your happiness. Like, when we take our power back, we become, like, focused on our own independence and our own self-sufficiency, like, and there are other things, there are other areas in our life that we could rely on besides the romantic relationship to give to us too, to support us, to draw meaningful connections with. Like, there's friends, there's family, there's career, there's, like, your hobbies. Like, you could draw from all of those other sources in your life. Like, your happiness should not be focused on one area of your life, and especially not one person of your life. So expecting to find one perfect person to be your everything, or to expect them to be perfect, and when they're perfect, that's when you're happy, that is a damaging. That is going to just harm everyone involved. It will harm you and it will harm the other person. So please, like, we need to get rid of that idea. Like, that's why I am changing the title of the group, and completely rejecting the idea that there is such thing as a perfect partner. You could have a good partner, but it's more important that you are a good partner. Like, when you focus on yourself, when you are true to yourself, when you become the perfect person for yourself, that is when you do attract a person that is aligned with you, that has the same energy as you, that will meet you where you are. You will be able to find people more easily that meet you where you are, because you are that type of person that could attract what you are. Like, you want to be what you're looking for. Like, all the qualities that you want in a person, in a partner, in a life partner, that would, like, stick through things and work through everything with you and stay by your side and have all of the, the emotional maturity and all the life skills that you want. Like, you need to be able to be that and to give that to them too, to outwards to the world and to another person too. You need to make space for that, and you need to be able to exhibit those things. Like, you cannot expect to receive that treatment from another person if you yourself don't know how to give those qualities, that treatment, that exhibit those characteristics yourself. Like, that is the work. Like, what makes you think that you deserve somebody who treats you in a certain way if you can't treat them that way? No one would want like a person that is of that character wouldn't want to be with somebody who isn't of that character. It doesn't make sense. Like you, unless you like try to manipulate and like try to trick them into being with you, you're hiding characteristics about you. It's about being this person that you love and respect so much that if you never find a partner that meets your standards, you could be happy. Like the point of pursuing goals and achieving goals is not necessarily like getting to the end point or achieving like reaching the goalpost. It's who you need to become, who you end up becoming, all the skills and all the character that you build in order to achieve that goal. The goal builds you up as a person to, and that's the real treasure. Like that is invaluable. Like when you change as a person, like it is about changing as a person, becoming what you want, becoming somebody that is like your best version, like the best you, like being someone that you are happy to be, like you're proud of being, that you love, that you essentially don't need another person, another like a partner, a romantic partner to make you feel whole and complete. Like the goal is to feel whole and complete and loved right now. Like you don't need other things or a person to make you feel that. Like no matter what anybody says, what the culture says, like you get to feel that right now by building yourself up and rely on other things in your life, but especially relying on your own self-love and self-sufficiency. Like that is what being true to yourself like comes down to, like knowing yourself and choosing yourself instead of choosing the relationship, instead of choosing to make other people happy because you think that when you make other people happy, they will give you what you want. Then you could be happy because then they will love you the way that you want to be loved. But that is an exhausting way of living and you get to feel what you want to feel right now, like feeling loved, feeling secure, feeling wanted and needed. Like those are things that you must give to yourself, and you also have friends and family to help like cultivate those feelings for you too. Like a romantic relationship should not be the top relationship in your life. This is something that I personally like have an agenda to want to change in the culture. Like it's too pedestalized, like having a romantic relationship and being married and having a spouse and having kids. Like things are changing. Like that doesn't need to be the most important thing. It can be if you truly want to and you are going about it in a healthy way. Like it's not going to be more important than your own happiness, your own mental health. Like that will not be the thing to make you happy. Like once you have a partner and a spouse and a family, that is, if you're not happy before that, then getting a partner and a spouse and a family is not actually going to make you happy. It can make things worse. It will make you feel more insecure. It will make you feel even more lonely if you haven't figured out how to cultivate those feelings on your own. Like, or like learning how to rely on other areas of your life instead of the one thing. Because when you rely too heavily on the one thing will never exactly give you what you need. If what you need is a feeling that you feel is missing from your life. Feelings can only ever come from within. Like the outside world could influence us, but we are the ones feeling those things. We are creating those feelings in our bodies, in our minds. And we're the ones telling ourselves the stories, to telling, like, making us believe something about us, but we could just start believing new stories right now. um, but yeah. mm, I wonder if that's all if I have anything else to say about um, why I'm changing this group title to from healing and finding your perfect person to healing and becoming your perfect person. Um, so in the same vein of wanting to decenter relationships, the purpose of being true to yourself and becoming your own best, your own perfect person is so that you could feel happy right now. Is so that you could recognize that you get to feel the love and security and and the joy of of just being yourself, like without a relationship. Like once you know that you could be completely fulfilled and have an amazing life, like where you're just satisfied and you're comfortable being who you are, you don't need anyone else like to make you happy. That's when you could decide, okay, do I still want a relationship? Do I still want to find a partner? If you do, then that's fine. That's great. Then comes the work of being good at relationships. Like, okay, first you need to find that person and date them. You have to be good at dating. But by the time you become like really self-sufficient and you're just like you're cool with yourself, you become less needy. So your energy when you're around people, especially when you're dating, you actually become a lot more attractive because you know that if another person isn't vibing with you, isn't going to like meet you where you are, like emotionally, like intellectually, like then you could just like peacefully, respectfully, like move on to the next. Like dating becomes so much easier once you don't need like a relationship. Dating becomes a million times easier. So like even though the premise of the group now is not to center relationships, when you love yourself so much and you are true to yourself and you become your own best person, like relationships and everything like that is secondary. Like you could decide if you want one or not, or you might decide that being single is actually amazing. You could still like have friends with benefits, but you don't need to be beholden to like a committed relationship. You could also be polyamorous. You could date as many people as you want if you like actually enjoy like engaging in like a lot of different like intimate connections. Like relationships are fine. They're actually just commitments. It's just like if you love communication, you love committing to like deep like connections and just like talking to a lot of people, coordinating with a lot of people, being very honest. Like relationships are sure very rewarding, but it's also just a lot of work. So, yeah, the first step to having a good relationship is always going to be working on your relationship with yourself. So being true to yourself is first. Knowing yourself, being true to yourself, like working on all of your baggage and like healing all the stuff that you feel like you're not really okay with. You're not really like comfortable around. Like there's areas of your life that you're not really comfortable to bring up. Things are still like maybe painful, or you have a lot of shame around still, like those are the things that you want, and will really, really benefit you if you healed those things, address those things, and embrace those things about you. Like those are the things that will make you feel so much better about being just being you. And when you can embrace all those things about you, you'll first of all you'll just feel so much lighter, so much like you'll be able to breathe easier. You'll be able to sleep easier. You like there won't be those things like weighing you down, like just like areas, dark corners of your mind where you just feel like you don't want to go to. Like there will be nothing left if you could heal those parts, there will be nothing left unturned where you don't feel like you could just completely love, accept, and embrace about yourself. Like I want that for you. Like there should be no part of you that you reject. Like you're an amazing one in 8 billion miracle. Like being a human is like a miracle. Like how did you get here? It's so hard to to have your sperm egg be like, for you to be alive is very unlikely. It was very unlikely, but here you are. And that deserves to be just celebrated in its own. Like the fact that you're just alive, you're worthy of being happy and worthy of being loved for just who you are. Like no strings attached. You don't need to change. You don't need there's no conditions for what makes a person lovable. Like you're alive, you were born. Like babies are precious because they were born. They can't do anything for society or anything. Like they might become an adult that does something for society, but it's like people and living things are precious because they're alive, because they exist. And that's something that we need to recognize about ourselves. Like we don't need to perform for our wholeness. We don't need to perform for our lovability, to be acceptable, to be deemed as worthy of anything. We deserve to take up space. We deserve to be loved and to be accepted for just who we are. No matter what has happened to us, no matter what mistakes that we've made, no matter what we've done or are going to do, what our job is, how much money we make, what our social status is, none of that matters. Like, we are here now, and the best we could do is just the best we could do. All we could do is just do our best day by day. And that has to be enough. Like, we could always beat ourselves up and think of how we could always be doing better, and that what we're doing is not enough, and that we just aren't enough yet, that we just aren't good enough yet. But that's just not true. Like, it doesn't, like, who are you expecting to be good enough for? Good enough in general as a human being that's alive? Like, you already have value. All you need to be good enough for is for yourself, and you really shouldn't be the one to oppress yourself, and you shouldn't be the one to believe that you aren't good enough for yourself. You're already good enough. You're already enough. And yeah, I think that was like a long-winded rant about some other things. So I think that's all I got for today as far as why I'm changing the title of the group, and um, yeah, why it's important to be your own perfect person for yourself, to be what you want to be, who you want to be, and choosing to be that now, and being happy and satisfied with that. Okay, until my next live. I'm not sure when that will be. I will at least be on at the same time next week, but I might be back on before then too. Okay, bye.